Huntsville City Schools tout themselves as a data-driven district, which is why they turn to Teach for America to try to turn around the numbers at underperforming schools. Last year, year one of the contract with Teach for America, the district brought in 27 TFA teachers, primarily young men and women straight out of college. Most of them didn't major in education. Their educational background, 5 weeks of intense instruction over the summer and then into the classroom.
You get thrown into it a little bit, but there's a lot of support structures around you helping you through becoming a teacher.
Garmin Chapman is one of 7 TFA teachers assigned to West Lawn Middle, a school the state labeled as failing this year. And according to the data the district gave me, they seem to be making a difference there.
They were about a third of the faculty. West Lawn had been heading downhill. This year it started heading in the direction of recovery in a very dramatic way.
In math, 4 of the 5 TFA teachers rated above average for students' growth in the classroom. 1 was the highest. And in reading, 3 of the 5 scored with high growth classrooms. But that's all we can definitively tell you about TFA teachers' performance. And it isn't because we don't want to. We requested numbers from Huntsville City Schools for all of the TFA teachers a month ago, and were told they had data on every teacher in the district. But we waited and waited. And finally, after many requests, we were provided a dozen charts. Unfortunately, just 2 of those charts had any information about TFA teachers' performance. The superintendent, Dr. Casey Wardinsky, told us that's all the data they have, that there isn't any standardized test to gauge history or science teachers. Keep in mind, that is after being told there was data on all teachers. And that brings us to Davis Hills Middle School, another school on the state's failing list and a TFA school.
Davis Hills moved dramatically this year. In fact, in science, they moved a very large amount in a positive direction.
But again, we weren't provided any numbers to back that up because we were told they didn't have numbers on science because the state didn't require it. Even in reading at Davis Hills, you can see from this chart that the majority of teachers have their students progressing where they should be, but at least 6 are underperforming, and there's no telling whether they are TFA or non-TFA teachers. Now, we've asked Huntsville City Schools repeatedly over the last month for more data, and yet we've only received data on 7 of the 27 TFA teachers, just 25% of the teachers after year one of a 4-year, $1.7 million contract. TFA social studies teacher Jesse Frank, he's heard the criticism that TFA teachers can't measure up. But he says,
if you look at the Teach for America teachers numbers in terms of test growth across the district, they're not only competitive with other first-year teachers, I would argue that they're competitive with veteran teachers across the district.
I contacted the Teach for America's executive office in Alabama, talked with the executive director and asked him for numbers on Huntsville, but he referred all questions about data to Dr. Wardinsky. Now, there are 57 TFA teachers in Huntsville schools this year, and you can count on us to keep pushing for numbers just to see how everyone's doing. And you can read more about Teach for America and hear Dr. Wardinsky's full interview at our website, WAFF.com. Just click on this story.